mushroomed to now being seen by 17 million people. So you are here with us just in a nick of time as people are trying to re-engage this weekend somehow. So let's just dive right in with people's biggest questions. Backyard barbecue, yay or nay? Can we do it safely or not?
We can do it safer, but never safely enough. We are looking at moving around a little bit more and having these barbecues. If we're doing them, make sure that we're having the barbecues outdoors with as much space as we possibly can.
Okay, so let's talk about specifics. For instance, you say no shared chips. If you're inviting a neighbor's family over or you're inviting the grandparents over, you want them to do what?
Yeah, so it's bring your own food. As soon as you've got a shared bowl of chips, especially when you're adding young kids into the mix as well, hands go into it, hands go in mouth, hands go back into the bowl. And we all have that little bit of an ick factor in general with double dipping and things like that. But when you have an infectious disease running through the community, we really need to stop that. Bring your own food.
So everybody brings their own food and everybody brings their own plastic utensils. You say no communal tray. So nothing, no hamburgers and hot dogs come off the grill and onto a communal tray that can be passed. Instead, what do you want people to do?
Yeah, so if you've got a barbecue and you're doing hamburgers, you're doing hot dogs, we know that heat kills the virus very effectively. So if someone is going to communally cook hot food on the barbecue, it comes straight off the barbecue, straight onto the person's plate.
Okay, understood. You say in terms of where people should sit, as a family unit, you can all sit together, but anybody from a different household, even relatives, you put them where?
On the opposite side of the biggest thing you can put between them. A big table, it can be if you've got the space and it's safe enough, you can do a small fire pit in front of you. Anything that can separate families physically and stop people from merging, coming closer together. We have to maintain that physical distance.
Are masks needed at a backyard barbecue?
If you've got loud friends, yes. Again, if you can maintain the distance while you're outside, you are fine without masks unless you're in an area that is a bit of a hot spot at the moment. Have them with you, but unless it's getting loud, if there's, the more households you have, then you may want to think about having masks. But for a nice, quiet afternoon gathering between two households, masks should be there, but they're not necessarily needed to be used unless someone has a high risk.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is you never know when somebody's going to come within 6 feet of you. You intend to stay 6 feet apart, but sometimes somebody passes you, on the way to the door. And that brings me to my next question. Can people go inside your house to use the bathroom?
So we've talked about this before. Indoors are the most risky environment we have for transmission of this virus, but people need to use the bathrooms. So there's things that you can do to make it just a little bit safer. Have all the doors towards the bathroom open. So no one has to touch handles. No one needs to open and close things going through. And then when they get in the bathroom, they can use just a piece of tissue paper, toilet paper, to close the door so they don't have to touch the handle, and then reopen it, put the seat down, flush, and then just walk back out.
And you say make sure you put the seat down before flush because, as we now know, things get aerosolized. Okay, can people go in the pool?
Yeah, so the pool is one that we all want to be doing. And there was a really nice article that came out yesterday that said that pool water that is properly maintained, and that is important, properly maintained will be safe. There's no real thought that the virus can be transmitted through properly maintained pool water. But if you're in that pool, social distancing becomes important again. Be on the other side of the pool while you're sitting there having a conversation with someone from a different household.